Hey, Scott Fresener here with t-biz TV, talking to you from FespaFabric in Barcelona. This is the second day of the show. This is my second day show report, and the show is really busy. Now, this is part of Fespa Digital. Fespa Digital, of course, has the HPs, the Momakis, the Mutos, all the large wide format guys, and of course, they're out in force. This is a huge hall. You need roller skates to go from one end to the other, and the way this is laid out, unlike most shows in Europe where there are multiple halls, this is one long hall, and at the end of that hall, in a little 4 or 5 row area is FespaFabric. So you've got the huge digital side, which is very busy. I mean, these guys are everywhere. Today I dressed down. In European shows, usually people wear suits and ties, and like the old US shows, you would dress up a little bit. I always do for the first day, and then after that I'm in my Levi's and casual because I'm a t-shirt guy. And you'll find that it's kind of funny when you get down to the FespaFabric side, you see that the dress is toned down somewhat. This is a very international show, so I mean, there's people here from all over the world. This is not Fespa's biggest show. Fespa does the big shows every 3 or 4 years. Their next big show is in London in June of 2013. That'll be a big multi-hall show with a huge FespaFabric presence. The fabric side has become kind of not a stepchild, but just a small area of the big digital show. And you can tell that you're in the fabric side because you're seeing guys like Kornit and Anajet and Brother, and all the players are here on the digital side. There is very little screen print here going on. Charlie Tobleib's here, and he's got Charlie's Corner. I did an interview with Charlie, so make sure and catch that. He's showing screen printing. You've got a couple companies showing drying racks and some small European manual presses, but not a lot. And this is the fabric side is really digital because you have all the players, again, from Polyprint to A-Zone to Brother to Kornit to DTG to Anajet. They're all here. I have never seen so many heat presses at a show. I think I told you this when I reported from Hamburg in April. The Europeans just love their transfers, and the heat press side is alive and well. People showing automatic presses that will do, you load 6 shirts and they'll press them. So the transfer side and the sublimation side is very big. The screen print side for this type of a show is very small. It looks like all the direct-to-garment guys are pretty busy. You walk by Brothers' booth, they've got stuff going on. One thing I find interesting at all these shows lately is that there's just a lot of these guys are not printing a lot of shirts. They have shirts hanging up for samples. They've got a shirt on the machine, and maybe the machine's cycling back and forth, looking like it's printing. But I know when we exhibited, we would always take 200 or 300 dozen shirts. I mean, we would give away 1,000 shirts from the booth. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore, and I find that odd. Even at Kornit's booth, they had a whole ton of different samples on the top of the dryer and a big sign, "Don't take the samples," and people were kind of like unsure whether to kind of take a sample or not. They're a little stingy with that stuff. But Kornit had a big booth, and they're probably the busiest guys here. There are some new guys here that are doing some new machines. A couple I can't quite tell where they're from or who they are. But we're in Barcelona, Barcelona being a very universal kind of a city. I was surprised last night when Pat and I were out having tapas, of course, that a lot of the service help doesn't speak English, so it's point and click, and of course, look at the English menu. A lot of European cities, you've got somebody who's going to speak English in the service in the restaurants and things. But all in all, the show has been real busy. I mean, because the digital side, of course, is really busy. But even the FespaFabric side is much busier than it was in Hamburg. I've been involved in the Textile Talk Theater doing seminars, and they're ongoing 4 days of on-the-show floor free seminars. And those are pretty well attended. It can run from 10 to 15 to 20 or 30 people. And anyway, I'm going to report tomorrow. Make sure and check out my other interviews. I just interviewed Anajet. I interviewed Charlie. I'm going to be making the rounds today doing other interviews. Make sure and check those out. I'll give you a show report tomorrow. See if I hear any rumors. I'll sniff some stuff out. Scott Fresener for t-biz TV from beautiful Barcelona, Spain, and this is FespaFabric. Adios.